Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the YouTube channel for Peacefully Wired. My name is Matt, aka Peacefully Wired, your OCD coach, and I wanted to do a video today on motivation, the need for motivation on a regular basis, what motivational people are actually doing for you, um, and what to watch out for. So, before I continue, please subscribe and like and comment below. Let me know what you think about the content. What kind of content would you like me to create, uh, dur- as opposed as it pertains to your theme or whatever you might be struggling with. Okay, so motivation, great feeling, right? It's great to be motivated. Does it can help propel us towards goals, can help us accomplish a lot of things, and again, it's a great feeling to feel motivated. Whether that be a song that motivates you, a speaker, someone encouraging you. If you're like me, I do sales. We have a business that I do sales in. Making a sale or the prospect of getting sales, money, right? All great feelings and great motivation. The tricky thing about motivation is it is a fleeting feeling. It does not stick around for long periods of time. So typically, you are going to have to be your own motivator during your OCD journey, just in life in general, right? You're going to have to be the one that pushes yourself um, during the mundane times, during the boring things, during the things that you're not wanting to do, right? The tasks, the disputing, the reading, things that aren't bringing you this instant gratification or instant results, things that you're going to have to do over and over and over, right? Doing a compulsion gives you an instant result, a gratifying result. You have to delay that gratification, right? Scrolling on your phone first thing in the morning or just lying in bed before you get up because it's cozy and warm, right? You're going to have to be the one when you don't want to get yourself up out of bed. You're going to have to be the one after a long day, instead of ordering fast food, going home and making yourself dinner or making dinner for your family. You're going to have to be the one that, if you're dealing with ROCD and it's weighing heavily on you, that you believe you're in the wrong relationship and it's pounding on you, and you don't want to tell your spouse that you love them or your partner and ask them how their day was. You're going to have to push through that. And when you constantly need motivation to do that, that is problematic, because, again, it is a fleeting emotion that you're not going to feel on a regular basis. Okay. And if you need it on a regular basis, you've got a problem, essentially. Okay. You've got a problem of a feeling, of needing to feel a certain way and to get things done. And the more you train yourself to need to feel a certain way to get things done, you're never going to be able to do them without that motivation, whatever it might be. Like, if you're using TikTok, you're using social media, you're using music, you're using all these things to motivate you. Well, what happens when that thing isn't there anymore, right? What happens when that person isn't there to motivate you? You're going to have to be that person that motivates yourself. And it's not like a forcing. You're going to have to force yourself. You're not going to be able to psych yourself up into doing things, especially when you have OCD. You're not going to be able to tell yourself or envision yourself doing things. You're just going to have to do them. And when you need something outside of you to get you to do those things on a regular basis, you are essentially chasing a feeling. And that feeling is just like any other feeling that we're looking for with certainty, with drugs, okay, with a high, whatever it might be, instant gratification, watching adult websites, all right, self gratification, um, gratification with someone of the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever it might be, playing video games, right? All of these things, these instant things. That's essentially what you're searching for if you're needing motivation from somebody all the time. And like I said, you're gonna have to be that one that, even when you don't feel like doing things, you're gonna have to refrain from needing to watch things that get you pumped up. Okay, you're gonna have to be your own pumper upper, right? Um, when you look at like these big motivators, we'll just I don't like I'm gonna name names. I don't really care. Look, Tony Robbins, right? Notorious person, has these big seminars, motivates people. They get all these high energy things. They jump up and down. They walk over coals, all this kind of stuff, right? When you go and look at the lives of those people, after they've done that seminar for a weekend, a week, whatever, 90%, maybe more of those people go back to their normal lives. They don't ever really change. Why? Well, it's because that motivation doesn't last for a long period of time. It might last for the next couple of weeks, maybe a month, right? But typically it dies down. It's the same thing with like New Year's resolutions. People make these resolutions. I'm gonna hit the gym, and within the first month, February hits. Maybe they're going once a week, twice a week. That dwindles down to once, and then by March, April, they're not exercising anymore. Okay, so it's because that emotion of motivation, that fleeting emotion, does not stick with you. Okay. And so, like I said, you're going to have to be that one that continues to go to the gym, continues to work on OCD recovery, because at first you're going to be like really pumped up. I'm learning these new things. This is awesome. I'm really jacked. You're doing disputing, you're feeling engaged, and then your brain's going to go, well, what's the next thing? Either needing another hit of motivation, or it's going to be like, I don't really feel like doing this. What else can we do? And so you're going to have to be that person that gets into the habit of motivating yourself, really essentially just doing the thing, not even motivating yourself. You're just going to have to do those things that you need to do even when you don't want to do them. And some of the things to look out for when watching motivational people, like take Tony Robbins, super successful. Obviously, here's someone that applies a lot of things to his life. And like I said, 90% of those people, there are the 10%, whether they are already successful or they are looking to be successful, and they go home, they actually apply those things. And they are the ones that kind of understand, like they get into the weeds and the muck where it's not exciting anymore, right? You're a year in and you're building your business, and maybe things aren't going the way you want, but you have a dream or a vision and you keep doing it, right? Those are a very small percentage of the people that are successful. And that's the same way with OCD recovery. There's a lot of people that like either will start doing, the readings, start doing all the stuff that they need to do, and then they start coasting and they just go right back to their lives. Okay. And when you look at these people that are motivational people, you don't have to, but it's important to look at them and know you're only seeing, especially if you're watching someone on social media, right? Tony Robbins obviously has a clear, success like in his life. He's very wealthy and travels all over the world. Okay, he's been extremely successful. But when you're watching someone on, say, like TikTok, and when people talk about like, I don't like talking shit about people. I don't. It's not that I'm talking shit about this person or people like this person, but I am pointing out the problem giving in watching this stuff and how you let it affect you, essentially, when there's really no content or context behind it, or any kind of anything that they're actually teaching you, right? There's a specific person on TikTok, and I'm not going to use the name of their account. Probably seen him, and this person yells at you, right, about anxiety. You've got to do it now. No one's coming from you. He uses the word mother effer a lot. He uses the word effer a lot, right? He calls you names. You're going to have to do it. You got to do the work, do the work, do the work. But yet this person never actually tells you what work you need to do. He does mention cutting compulsions, but outside of that, like there's no nuances, there's no insight into life or to the journey, right? Into things that you're going to encounter. It's just you got to do the work, you got to do the work, you got to do the work. It's the same stuff over and over and over again. And this person has, not a significant amount of followers, but has followers and has a lot of people. Oh, I needed this today. Thank you. Let's go. Right. You're feeding off that energy, that feeling that you're getting. But what happens in an hour, 2 hours? By the end of the day, you've totally forgotten about that, unless you go back to that page and you look that stuff up again. And now you're like, oh, I'm motivated, right? Now you're needing to get that hit of motivation, right? You're needing to get that dopamine hit every single time just to get you through something. And ultimately, that's not sustainable. The most successful people in the world do not need somebody to motivate them every single day. Okay. They are their own motivators, essentially. And so when you're looking at somebody that's yelling at you and telling you got to do the work, but has nothing to give you, like what work am I supposed to be doing, essentially, right? and you're looking at this and you're jumping up and down. You're like, "Whoo, this is great! Wow, I needed this." No, what you actually needed is to be doing the work so that you didn't need to watch somebody get in your face and tell you to get to work. Right? That's what you actually need. Okay, you don't actually need the motivator. And a lot of people make money off being motivators. I get it, I understand it, but when you look at some of these people, I can look into this person's eyes. I know I'm looking into a screen, but I can look into this person's eyes and I can tell you this is most likely a person who's telling you to get after it, but their life probably looks very similar to yours. It's just the reality, right? You're watching and listening to somebody tell you to get motivated. That's likely the same place you are in life, and you might be doing better than that person. So it's essentially you're taking this advice and this you're giving this energy to this person who isn't really doing anything for you. Like, look beyond the message. What are they actually teaching you, right? It's like going into a gym and a fat person comes up to you that's a personal trainer and goes, "Hey, I'd love to help you get into shape. What kind of package would you like?" And you're like, "How are you going to help me get into shape?" Or like a money manager that wants to handle your money and your finances and they're broke, okay? Or a marriage counselor that's been divorced 5 times, right? Like I said, a lot of these people, you're only seeing this presentation of them. And you could say the same thing about me. Wow, you look like you're put together. You even got a sign, Matt. I can tell you that just watch my content. I have some insight into how to actually get better from these things. I can help you get better from anxiety, and I know that you do have to do the work, but I also have the nuances and I also have the knowledge to share with you examples, antidotes, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Um, just similarities, metaphors, analogies, right? I have things that I can show you, and I can paint a picture in your mind. I'm not the best at it, but I definitely can do it, and that's of value. Somebody yelling at you and pumping you up is only of value if you have knowledge to apply to it. And even if you have that knowledge, you still have to apply it, and you have to be able to apply it sans the motivator. Okay, you have to be the one that continues to motivate. So something to be aware of when you're watching these people that are motivating you, getting in your face, telling you got to do the work. Well, what does their life look like, essentially, which you're never going to see. Most likely you're not going to ever really see what my life looks like, because I don't do that kind of content. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to help you recover from OCD, from anxiety, from depression, and I believe I can do that better than most people. And I'm not saying that to my own horn. I know that at the basic core of anxiety, OCD, and depression, it is not rocket science. It is a tough thing to do, but at the core of it, like the basics of how to do it are not that complicated. But you just have to have an open mind, and you have to be the one that's going to do the work, and you definitely have to do it without needing somebody to yell down your throat every single day. So if you want to know what it would look like to work with me, one-on-one coaching, please email me peacefullywired@gmail.com, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm currently taking students. I have students, and we're also building a online community on a platform called School off of social media. I can speak a little bit more freely on there. I can use words that I can't hear, but essentially it's going to be a community that we're going to be launching very shortly that is going to help people recover from OCD and help each other recover from OCD. Okay. And also there's options to get discounted rates on working with me one-on-one. So again, please subscribe and like, comment below. Let me know what you think about the content, and I will see you guys later. Bye.